Welcome, viewers. We'll continue practicing MCQs about psychology, and this is part 4. Let's start. The first question is the brain area central to language production is Broca's areas, Sylvain Fisher, Wernicke's area, or Fisher of Rolando. The correct answer is the first one. Skinner's laboratory procedures were mostly clearly modeled on Pavlov's salivation measurement technique, Thorndike puzzle boxes, Watson's procedures to condition a fearful response, or Tolman's maze learning experiments. Correct answer is second one, that is B, Thorndike's puzzle boxes. Behavior therapists can help people to overcome such unwanted habits as smoking or overheating through operant conditioning, observational learning, place learning, or habituation. Correct one is A, that is operant conditioning. A double-blind experimental design is used to minimize cohort effects, experimenter bias, the halo effect, or reactance. Correct one is B, that is experimenter bias. The receptor for hearing are located in the outer ear, the middle ear, the inner ear, or all parts of ear. Correct is the inner ear. Which psychological specialists are most likely to be involved in applied research? Industrial organizational psychologist, developmental psychologist, personality psychologist, or biological psychologist. Correct one is the first one. That is industrial or organizational psychologist. Which neurons carry impulses from the brain or spinal cord to the muscles and glands? Sensory, inner, motor, or dorsal? Correct one is C, that is motor. A patient walks with a jerky, uncoordinated motion. A good preliminary diagnosis would be damage to the which part? Correct one is cerebellum. A peculiar intoxication type behavior in which a person loses normal control of his emotions is characteristics of fatigue, oxygen starvation, thirst, or hunger. Correct is oxygen starvation. Which is the correct sequence in transmission of neural impulse? Correct one is the last one. Suppose your uncle routinely has difficulty falling asleep and as a result feels tired during the day. Your uncle is suffering from insomnia, non-somnia, cataplexy, or dream deprivation. Correct is the first one, that is insomnia. The term schema refers to a proposition, a control process in long-term memory, the mental representation of a concept, or the hierarchical organization of information. The correct one is C, that is the mental representation of a concept. Psychodrama is a form of which of the following managerial training techniques? Incident, sensitivity, role playing, free association. Correct is C, role playing. Carl Rogers suggested that the is a central feature of personality. collective unconscious, Oedipus complex, self-concept or persona. Correct one is C, that is self-concept. Learning that is not immediately demonstrated in animals' behavior is called observational learning, imprinting, latent learning, delayed learning. Correct one is latent learning, that is C. Ali takes the same test of mechanical reasoning on several different days and gets virtually identical scores. This suggests that the test has high content validity, high reliability, high predictive, been standardized. The correct one is it has got high reliability. According to the serial position effect, when recalling is a list of words, you should have the greatest difficulty with those at the beginning of the list, at the end of the list, at the beginning and end of the list, and in the middle of the list. Correct one is the last one, that is in the middle of the list. Gender identity refers to one's biological sex, the sense of being male or female, the set of expected behaviors for males and females, or how masculine a boy is or how feminine a girl is. Correct is B, that is the sense of being male or female. The lobes of brain located in the back of the head are the temporal lobes, occipital lobes, parietal lobes, or frontal lobes. Correct one is B. In the normal human male, the sex chromosomes consist of dash, and in the normal human female, they consist of dash. Correct one is the first one, that is an XY pair and an XX pair. In Pavlov's original experiment with dogs, the meat served as CS, CR, DCS or UCR. Correct one is C, that is DCS. Instinct theory and drive reduction theory both emphasize factors in motivation: environmental, cognitive, psychological, or biological. Correct one is the last one, that is biological. Which of the following reactions or responses to stress would be considered maladaptive? Relaxation, cognitive reappraisal, aggression, or exercise? Correct is aggression. The effects of memory interference are greatest when the two sets of items are similar in nature, learned in different contexts, dissimilar in nature, or unusual. Correct one is A, that is similar in nature. If you wanted to develop a test of musical aptitude in children of northern areas of Pakistan, which would be the appropriate standardization group? Children all over the world, children of the northern areas of Pakistan, children of musical parents, children with known musical abilities. Correct is children of northern areas of Pakistan. If asked to guess the intelligence score of a stranger, your best guess would be 75, 100, 125, or I don't know. Intelligence scores vary too widely. Correct one is 100. If you let your thoughts flow freely without concern for conventional logic and record every image and idea that enters your awareness, you would be engaging in something similar to the technique Freud called psychoanalysis, secondary process, projection, or free association. Correct is the last one, that is free association. To qualify as good psychological test, an instrument should have reliability, validity, adequate norms, or all of the above. Correct is all of the above. Natural selection is the process by which a species becomes adapted to its environment. Nature achieves its long-term goals. An individual adapts to its own environment, or A breeder creates a desirable strains of animals. Correct is the first one. In a screening application whose employment would involve winding small electronic coils, which of the following would be most useful? Intelligence test, pursuit rotor, finger dexterity test, or electrical knowledge test. Correct one is C, that is finger dexterity test. If developmental psychologists want to learn about an individual's development, they should use which of the following methods? Longitudinal, cross sectional, either or B, either A or B, or neither A nor B. The correct one is A, that is longitudinal. In children, the presence of bizarre and repetitive activities, a fascination with unusual objects, and an obsession with maintaining the sameness of their environment are signs of hyperactivity, obsessive compulsive disorder, autism, or mania. Correct one is C, that is autism. People's knowledge of their own past experience is considered dash information, procedural information, episodic information, semantic information, or conceptual information. Correct one is it is episodic information. A child whose father has a beard and who uses the word daddy to refer to all men with beard is overextending the word, babbling, exhibiting developmental dysphasia, exhibiting weak attachment to the father. Correct one is the first one, overextending the word. Which of the following factors has the greatest influence on interpersonal interaction? Similarity of needs, proximity, educational balance, or similarity of background? Correct is B, that is proximity. A psychological test can measure behavior, aptitude, attitude, all of the above. Correct is all of the above. In the opponent process theory, the three pairs of processes are correct one is the first one, that is red, green, blue, yellow, black, white. Which of the following feature is known for developing field theory? Correct one is C, that is 11. The three basic components of prejudice are effective, internal and external, real and imagined, descriptive and prescriptive, cognitive and behavioral. Correct is the last one, that is cognitive and behavioral. The historical movement associated with the statement the whole is greater than the sum of its parts is called D, that is Gestalt psychology. In order, the sequence of steps in PRTR method is correct one is C, that is preview, read, think actively, and review. In order to solve a particular problem, subjects must use a hammer and a nail as units of measurement. This experiment is most directly concerned with demand characteristics, crystallized intelligence, functional fixedness, or semantic priming. Correct is C, that is functional fixedness. The social distance scale is mainly a measure of ethnic attitude, cohesiveness of a group, upward social mobility, or social class difference. Correct is the first one, that is ethnic attitude. By obtaining two scores for one subject with just one test, a researcher achieves test-retest reliability, alternate reliability, split half reliability, or parallel reliability. The correct one is the third one, that is split half reliability. If a person tries to solve a problem or become excited in a waking state, the EEG is most likely to show spindles, alpha waves, beta waves, or delta waves. Correct is C, that is beta waves. The body's center for regulating temperature are both located in cerebral cortex, hypothalamus, limbic system, or sympathetic nervous system. Correct one is B. The victim of a car accident has no physiological feeling in his body. He can, however, think and speak. The man notices that since the injury, his emotions have been practically non-existent. This situation supports which theory of emotion? Correct one is the first one, that is James Lange theory. Choose the word that does not belong in the set. Indigestion of food, constriction of a bronchi, decrease in heartbeat, or pupil dilation. D. Pupil dilation. Activation of the sympathetic nerve system, dash, respiration, and dash. Correct one is B, and B is increases, decreases. The Oedipus and Electra complexes have the roots in, correct one is the last one. The theory which suggests that people learn attitude by observing their own behavior is, correct one is C, self-perception. Which of the following is a natural painkiller? Correct one is C. The big five were identified by means of, correct one is factor analysis. The humanistic perspective emphasizes the importance of, correct one is B, self-determination. In a positively skewed distribution, which of the following gives the correct relative sequence from left to right of central tendency measure? Correct one is B, that is mode median mean. The fact that we expect good looking people to also be competent and good humored and intelligent is an example of, the answer is C, that is the halo effect. Freud posited an instinctive force that powers the sex drive but can be redirected into the behavior that are not overtly sexual. His name for this force was, the correct one is C. Elevators seems to close in and small rooms create feelings of fear that seems unbearable in, the correct is in claustrophobia. Axis 2 of the DSM-4 TR is used for, correct one is B, is used for personality disorders and mental retardation. According to William Shelton's system of somototypes, which of the following body types would correspond to an inhibited intellectual personality? Correct one is the last one. Lithium salts have been found to be an effective treatment for C, bipolar disorders. In a psychoanalysis case study, Tayyab criticizes his brother Sami's tendency to steal things, when in fact Tayyab, not Sami, has been caught shoplifting on several occasions. According to psychoanalytic theory, Tayyab is most likely displaying which of the following defense mechanism? The correct one is projection. If 70% of the variance found in the scores in population are attributable to genetic factors, then the heritability index would be correct one is 0.70. Which form of schizophrenia contains delusions of grandeur of persecution? Correct one is paranoid. The person smokes a cigarette and because of earlier drug administration becomes nauseous in a technique known as, correct one is aversive conditioning. Atya have six cousins aged 5, 6, 6, 7, 8 and 16. The mean age of the cousins is, correct is D, that is 8. With this we come to the end of this video. If you like it, please press the button like, and if you have not subscribed so far, please subscribe the channel.